Hey, everybody. In Romans 12, says this to us. He says, I say to everyone among you not to think more highly of himself than he ought to think. Interesting. So Paul is saying, look, don't be prideful. Don't be a person that thinks you're all that. Don't think you know everything. Don't think that everything begins and ends with you, because if you do, you're putting yourself in a place to be resisted by God. We know that God resists the proud. It's a place of pride that takes us there. So pride is a destiny killer. It really is. When you're a prideful person that is being resisted by God in the places of your life, because God is not going to let you catch that destiny in a place of pride, because if you do, you'll mess it all up. So he wants to take the pride and take it out of us and help us to humble ourselves and surrender to him. So you don't want to be in a place of pride where that's happening. So we never want to find ourselves being resisted by God, but we should think of ourselves with sober judgment, knowing that none of us is perfect, nor do we need to be. If Jesus was looking for a perfect person to move through, well, then we're all out. I mean, none of us are going to be walking in this. But here's the good news. Jesus said, where you're weak, I'm strong. When you have weaknesses, God shows up to be strong in us. It's okay to be weak. It's okay to say, God, I'm weak in this area. Come and show up in my life. And he's like, awesome, I'm going to do that. And he does. So where we're weak, he promises to be strong. That means he flexes his spiritual muscle on our behalf. How many of you would like to have God come into your situation and begin to flex his spiritual might on your behalf? That's a great place to be. So surrender to that today. He's not put off by our weaknesses, especially when we ask him to take over in that place. And here's the great news too. In the places where we're strong and he's made us strong, we give him the glory and acknowledge that he alone is the source of our life. He alone is the source of our victory. He alone is the source of our power and where everything comes from. He truly is our all in all, not in a hyper spiritual phony way where you can't even receive something from anyone. So someone says, great job, just say thank you. Don't be hyper spiritual. Oh, it's all God. Well, it's not that good, right? If it were all God, well, it would be way better than anything we could produce. But in our hearts, our minds, and in our bodies, we're giving all glory to the Lord. And I know and understand that without him, I'm nothing and I have nothing, and everyone else is in the same boat with me. So thank God for sending his only son, Jesus, for us. Where we're weak, he's strong, and where we're strong, he gets the glory. And then we just live in righteousness, peace, and joy, loving every minute of it. Hey, be encouraged this week. Walk in the strength and goodness of God, and think of yourself as one that Jesus has saved.